Hello Martin, and this is a quick video to show you how quickly we can make the box much quicker than I showed you yesterday and make that stiffener in there. And there's something very important I didn't show you is the unfold and fold, so that you can get the fold and the bend lines, etc. When you're doing your boxes, etc. So the first thing I do is I'm going to drop in a stock, and the stock is 500 by 250 as we agreed yesterday. And the first thing you'll notice, it's a thicker piece of stock. I've set the default stock now to be 2mm, and that is normally what I would imagine people would use there. But obviously you can, once again, you can change the stock parameters by just going click to the part, do part properties, then select a new stock, and then just choose whichever one you want to utilize. Okay. Now last time I created the edges all the way around there. You don't need to do that. There's a much easier and quicker way, I realized after we had the conversation. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop on a bend on that point there, and I can pull it up to any direction distance I like, or more to the point what I would do is I would say I'm going to snap just edit the distance from that point, and I'm going to make it 100. Okay. And there's one side. Well, what about the other side, you may ask? Well, that's very simple. We just use the add might, and you click on that, and what it will do is it will ask you for the bend shape. So you pick the bend shape, and if you've got a lid on, you can have multiple bend shapes, etc. And then it asks you for the edges. You just choose the edges that you're going to utilize, and just say done, and it will make that box already there for you. And that's pretty good. So we got that in a fraction of the time which we were doing yesterday. And now you said I wanted to put that as a slope. We'd have 50mm at the front right up to the edge there. So that's quite easy to do. We go back to the starter, and what we'll do is we'll drop in a H block in the middle there, which is our ability to cut something out. And what we'll do is I'm going to move this out so that I can go further, cut through the block. I do the same thing on this one. I'm going to pick that one there. No, I don't need to do that actually, because I just need to go through. So I turn that off and go all the way through there, and also I need to go all the way up the top there. That's obviously in the wrong position and the wrong angle. It's very simple to do that. We use the tri-ball again when we've shown you that. I need to move the tri-ball, so I unlock it, put it. I will put fix it so it only moves in that axis, and I'm just going to go down to that edge there. Okay, relock the tri-ball. Now what I need to do is I want to move that point distance from point, and I rotate it around, pick that point there, and I'm saying 50. Okay, so I've gone 50 up. Okay, and now want to rotate it about that axis on the front there. So I just click that point like that, and you can see that I need to go onto that edge there. That's easy to do. If I rotate this round this way, it will then put, because it puts the orientation bars into the geometry, the geometry you're using, and all I need to do is say just pick that point there, and I want to go to point. I just choose that point there, and there you can see it is actually got the right angle. We've got the edges in, etc. Turn off the tri-ball, just move it out slightly so that I make sure I've cut all the way through the box. Click OK, and there you can see I've made the box as very, very quickly. Now if you select the part and you right click, you can then say unfold, and it will then unfold that part and give you the bend lines as well. And because we use the miter facility, it gives some notches in there so you don't get any stresses and tears and stuff when you're bending the part up. So if you can, then you want to fold it back again, because what I wanted to do was we were struggling to effectively show you the best way to to put a stiffener bracket on there. So, and it's much easier. I should have realised at the time. It wasn't until you went that I realised that I could easily do that. So if I go to the sheet metal and I drop in a curved stock, drop it into the center point there, okay, and if I then, for some strange reason it didn't pick that, let me just go to there, I can edit the cross section. If I edit the cross section, I can then zoom in here, and what I shall do is I'm going to add a polyline. I'm just going to basically make a top hat section, so I'm going to go from, let's just zoom in here, so I'm going to say from the center of there to there to there to there and there. Escape then brings you out of the command. If I was to just carry on editing that, we got lines there because the S stock or the curve stock was a straight line which they allow you to edit. So I don't need that because I'm setting my own, so I'm just going to delete those original lines in there. And you also have a choice of, you can do the center line, top or bottom, so if that's how you want to work, it's entirely up to you. I'll just stick it with the center line at the moment. And we can now zoom in on this, and we can then choose sizes as well. If we click on this, it will tell you, oops, let me undo that, sorry, because I had the trim on there. If I click on the line, I can see it's 180 degrees. If I double click on that point there, I can see that I need to make that say 15. Okay, and if I pick on at this point here, and let me just double click on that line. Now I want to make that 15 as well. Let me undo that because I should have picked that end, and then 15. There we go. The end you pick is the end you want to move, so you just bear that in mind. And this is, I would like that to be 25. I'm not too worried about it being on the center line there, because it's only, you're going to move it around when you place it on the ramp. And what length there? Oh, we'll have that as 15 as well, so we'll make it as 15 as well, shall we? So I want to pick that in there, I want to move that end, I'll make that 15. There we go. And there you see it's moved it into the approximate shape, so we're going from there like this. However, what we do need to do is you don't have square parts on there, so you need to when you're bending sheet metal, you need curves. So I'm just going to go to the fillet section. Now I can grab that and I can move that in and pull it in, and it will move to that position. But more accurate way to do it is to select the node, right mouse click and pull in, and then it gives you a value which you can then put in. So I'm going to say that's 5, and that's 5, and that's 5, and that's 5. And once you say that, you can say finish shape, and it will then add that shape onto the part which you've placed the S curved stock. Now I can move this to wherever I want, what a length I want there, but really realistically you want to be more accurate, because you say you want to make it look neat underneath. So you say to that point there, so I pick that point, I'm going to say make that 10 millimeters from that edge, and I'm going to rotate it round and 10 millimeters from that edge. And there's one more thing to do, is because I've got thicker stock here, if I use the tribal, I want to move it in that direction. I just want to move it up a bit, and this time I want to unlock it. I just move that down to that point there, and then just move the tribal and put it onto that face there. So and there you see I've created that part. Now you can also individually, you can pick the sheet metal. You can also, by right clicking on that, you can say unfold, it will hide everything else, and it will then give you your bend lines as well. Okay, if you then refold it again, it will bring everything back. You can then save this as an assembly, so you can then select everything like this across here, and you can roll that up into an assembly. So you can call this ramp if you so wish, by then just clicking on the part there and saying ramp, and then you can save that and then go into the drafting module, which I've shown you about last time. I hope you found this useful, and I will find out about the checker plate and displaying it. I think it's a bitmap image that's laid over the top, but if you've got any more questions, don't hesitate to contact me and I'll send you another video. Cheers, thank you very much, bye.